So hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Amesie's Corner. How you all doing out there? So Merry Christmas to all those inclined, and a Happy New Year. This is the last work week before the holiday vacation, so I figure I should do a little update on Saab wagons and Saab issues and Saab. So we got the RallyWagon here, you know, has been moderately reliable. It's had a problem starting every once in a while, but won't do it long enough for me to diagnose what's causing it, and that's always the way. Got a template made here for the upper strut mount lift kit we're going to be doing. I think I'm going to get in here over the holiday weekend and try to finally make some good progress, try to make some parts to bolt onto that lift kit. So we'll go over that project again when we get there. So yeah, Saab wagons. We had a rash of Saabs here at the shop lately. Yesterday we had a regular 9.5 sedan, needed some fuel filter work on it. We had this black linear, I think it is, no boost gauge on it, was coming in with traction control issues. I think he was peeling out in the snow, or battery went dead. I don't know. I had to reset his throttle body. We got the ChuckWagon here. This is Chuck Saab. Chuck was the guy that was working at the shop for a little bit. He's also the one that makes the fancy pictures of all my my classic cars. But he's been having a problem where he went out to drive his car and it wouldn't start, and had a code for, I don't remember the name of the code, but it was something where the passive anti-theft system with a chip in the key wasn't being sent the signal from something called the twice module, and that would be a module they put down here under the floor. So if if it gets wet down here, which this is all, I mean, you can't tell now, it's frozen like a rock, but this is all wet and frozen there. You see all the ice. Yeah, so now if you drive a Saab, you drive one of these later 9.5s and all, I think the 9.3 got them here too, make sure you have big beefy floor mats, because if this carpet gets wet, you kiss your security module goodbye. I'm not going to fault Saab on that. I'm going to say that there would be a General Motors shortcoming. I'm going to blame that on the General. I think he'll be all right with that. Then I got another one going on here, which is a good example of how troublesome sometimes seemingly simple things on these cars can be. I got this nice, really decent Aero sport wagon here, but he came in. He's actually a fan of the show. I hope you don't mind me using your car as an example, but I think maybe it'll teach some other people what's going on here. So yeah, he bought this car and it was having trouble stopping, and I checked all the basics out, it just seemed like you had to put a lot of pedal pressure to get the car to stop. So when I was looking around, I noticed that the brake pads, this will be the rear and the fronts were the same way, had some funny wear on them, and they were sitting on the rotor like that. There's a problem. So yeah, we're trying to get this straightened out. Now the trouble is there are quite a few different trim levels of the same car throughout the years where they use different size brakes and all that. This 9.5 happens to use I'll show you the fronts too. And here's his fronts. He had some nice drilled and slotted rotors on there, and you can see the same thing. And what had happened on these rears is the two pads that are worn, might have been these two, were actually physically touching. Let's see if we can show you guys this. It's kind of cool. Get over here. And you can actually see where the rotor would have been in that slot, and the brake pads are physically touching each other. Now, whoever installed these should have seen that these were hanging over and stopped right there, but instead what they did is they kept trying to make it work, and they put the wrong caliper on the car. Now you look, this is an 11-inch, you take my word for it, it's 11-inch non-vented rotor, and the car is supposed to have 12-inch really nice vented rotors on it. So, and you can see these actually fit into the caliper bracket here. What was happening was this rotor, you know, an inch shorter, or I think this is actually 11 3/4, or 11 3/4 is the solid one. This one's 12. That 3/4 of an inch, the pad would have been, you guys can see it right about there, right where my fingernail is. So we had, or actually the rotor would have been where my fingernail is, and the pad would have been up where the edge of this rotor is. So it made that funny wear. So someone decided to make it fit. They put the wrong calipers in it. Now, a vented rotor being much thicker than the non-vented, and then they put a non-vented caliper. So, and that's only on this side. We come over here to the other side, and they had kept the original caliper on the car, which all went together easy peasy. But you know, no, not for the other side. Something's always got to be a mess. But yeah, this is what happens with these Saabs. I think a lot of people get discouraged on just trying to get the right parts sometimes, and it's just the rigmarole. I think I've gotten 12 rotors, I think, so far. 3 sets of 4, I think, just trying to get the right ones. And it seems like a lot of trial and error. And luckily, we have commercial accounts with our parts suppliers, so it's no problem for me to have them send these to me. I mean, they'll send me as many sets. I don't have to pay cash. I will just return the ones that aren't correct. But if you're just someone shade tree mechanic in these cars, this is the kind of thing that'll you know, really cause an issue and get you discouraged on them. And I kind of think that's a big issue with the brand nowadays. And you see we got the front all straightened out with the right size. You know, I mean, to look at it, you could see way too much of the backing plate. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, and I'm just trying to get the right parts. The trouble is you try to promise the customer's car back at a certain time, but unfortunately, you know, it's not always up to me which parts show up with the delivery guys. So yeah, I want to hear what you guys have. What are some of the nightmare stories you guys have had trying to get the right stuff for parts? And not just cars, could be just about anything. I want to hear it down in the comments section. But anyway, I got a bunch of other cars to get out. We got some Christmas vacations to save, and you know, the usual in and out work. So anyways, guys, on that note, and until next time, keep it out of the cabbage.